Uh, Heavenly Father, please fill me with your spirit. Help me to speak your words. Please help me to not say anything that will offend anybody or hurt anybody, but only bring you joy and bring more loving devotion to your way of life and your truth and your path. Please help us to love one another and learn to be who you want us to be as your body and as your people, people who walk by the Spirit and not by the flesh. Thank you. So, we are all in need of more humility. I think it's probably always the case as we live in these bodies of flesh. I grew up kind of having a chip on my shoulder, to be honest, because a lot of the silly, deceived ways of the world I got to escape from. I was blessed. There's no doubt about that, and I thank God. I have two brothers and two sisters and two parents that never got divorced and who their whole life tried to do the will of God and teach us, the kids, how to do that as well. They did everything they could to follow not the church or trends of other Christians, but to follow the real, truth of God. And that definitely blessed me, but it also kind of gave me a chip on the shoulder and the erroneous idea that somehow I am better than others in some way.
Everybody's lost but me.
It's the curse of the non-prodigal son. We hear about the prodigal son that went off and riotous living and did all kinds of things and got till he ran out of money and came back humbly. But then there's that story is as much about the other son who didn't run away as the one who did run away. And I probably, at times I've been like the prodigal, but also been like the one that stayed home the whole time and got a chip on their shoulder because the father didn't lavishly gift him like he did this scoundrel that wasted away. Anyway, so throughout this Rapture Watch period, I've been made aware of things and been humbled. And good. I like to be humbled because the best way to be humbled is to get closer to the truth. And the truth is what I want the most. So it's a dynamic operation that God has to do to move us from utter depravity and deception and delusion into spirit-filled truth and spirit-led walking. It's quite an amazing thing. I think I've gotten a few little glimpses of it along the way of how God does it. One of my favorite scriptures is, the one who thinks he knows something does not yet know it as he ought to know. Recently, I kind of had an idea and watching, I think it was Naveem's video with all the pi and reversing numbers back and forth and doing all kinds of things. It's like the more I know, the less I know, kind of thing. And it's a blast. Getting to know Jesus is a blast. And but we need to just take everything we do and not take ourselves as seriously as sometimes we do. I don't want to get into the specific details because I don't want controversy and argument, but we are all under various levels of delusion at any given time, and God works through us anyway. And being full of the Spirit, having Christophanies, being all kinds of wise, does not preclude somebody from having blind spots. I think this may be partly by design, because like those apes on that video, we're supposed to see each other's issues, and because we're in a body that loves one another, we are able to help one another out. Now, that doesn't occur often enough because somebody raises an issue with another part of the body, and instead of being humble and receiving it, we often squabble and fight. And that's unfortunate. But we can change. We can do better. In my family, we are a family of contrarians. We're all kind of like this. If the majority believe in one thing, we tend to go against that. Just, not